Hello and welcome back to the Mission YouTube channel. I'm joined today by Matthew Edgar in our very popular Top Tips series today, Matt. We're going to do top tips for young players.
Now, some of these are going to cross over to things we've talked about before, but I think it's very, very important that we put these in again. Now, one thing for me is that we've got to make sure we know where we're going with this. And if your goal is to play on stage, whether that's a county stage, whether that's in the PDC, the WDF, wherever that may be, the Super Series, there's an industry-wide
A recognised method, yeah, as to where you walk.
In regards to cameras always being fixed to the left-hand side. Now, if you walk off to the left-hand side, you're going to get a warning from the referee.
Oh, that way.
You need to be exiting to the right, exiting that exclusion zone, and unwritten rule, but get behind your opponent.
I want to talk about linear practice, and for younger players, you've really got to think, I'm a beginner, I'm starting. Let's not try and hit 9 darters, you know, let's not try and do 12 dart legs. Don't be thinking, I need to be averaging 80. Let's start averaging 30, 40, 50, but make sure that practice is on a nice curve. I see too many young players, they want to be pro in 6 months. We know it isn't that easy, is it?
Between where they are and where they want to be is where that frustration creeps in.
Yeah.
How many times do you see players miss something? Oh, I've hit 45, the head goes. See it far, far too often. And when we spoke before on this channel about sponsorship, you actually said that was one of the key things as brand manager that you look for in a player. Like, how do they react to that adversity?
Attitude is everything, 100%. Yeah, you know, if they can miss darts, lose games, and be in the right mental state after that, ready to go again, that's far more likeable than somebody that's going to storm off and go for a walk and you won't see them again for 2 days because they've lost their heads.
Very important. They mark the board.
Yes.
They're not using apps. Learn to
this.
count, because not only does it help in regards to your tournament play, because you're going to have to mark the board everywhere other than the Pro Tour.
And learn your checkouts. That goes kind of hand in hand with it, doesn't it? We can't be relying on there being an electronic scoreboard or somebody else's marking, so it's okay. And by learning that, will make you a better player. If you're the best marker in the room and the best counter in the room, you've got an advantage on everybody else in that room.
Back in the day, you used to go in, used to mark.
Always
then
marking.
you play, and then when you lost, you went
mark
back,
again.
Yeah, so
yeah.
You learned that.
I did, and my checkouts and my counting's great. Clothing. Get used to wearing a dart shirt. You know, get used to wearing trousers and whatever footwear you choose. That's what you're going to be doing. That's what you're going to be wearing on stage. You know, if you're practicing in your dressing gown or your pajamas or you've got your coat on because the heating's not on, that's going to feel very different when you go up on stage. So get used to wearing the clothing that you play darts in.
I can vouch for this very strongly. So I'm a guy who wears shorts all year round, as you probably noticed.
Yeah.
When I played on the World Championship stage for the first time, and I wear my shirt tucked in my trousers, I like to look a bit smart, go up on that stage, it was really hot. I ended up, if you noticed in that game, I ended up untucking my shirt because I couldn't deal with the heat. Which brings me to our final point. Just wait a minute.
I forgot what it is. Unbelievable.
Don't copy others. Just because something works for another player doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Focus on your own progression, focus on your own sort of pathway. What works for you doesn't work for someone else and vice versa. Only focus on yourself.
I'm smiling because I'm just in the back of my mind thinking how many people over the years tried to copy Phil Taylor and soon learnt that he was an anomaly and the greatest player ever. And yeah, so don't watch people on TV because you might pick up their bad habits. There's plenty of pro players got bad habits, standing too far to the right, you know, throwing too quickly, retrieving the darts too slow, whatever. Don't copy others.
Fluency. The biggest danger with fluency is it's open to reversibility. Think about going to the gym. If you go to the gym for 6 months, then you have a month off. When you go back, you're not doing what you was doing at the end of 6 months, you've gone backwards, you've had that reversibility. That's the same with this. If you're practicing with bad habits, you're gonna be open to that reversibility, the fluency eventually wears off.
Thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And what's a gym?